Ladies, if you want your press-on nails to look like you just walked out of a salon, then please make sure you follow every single step in this tutorial. The first thing I'm going to do is tell you all the tools that you'll need to achieve this look. So first you're going to need alcohol. Mine is just in this spray bottle. You'll need some cotton balls. You'll need a nail cutter or a nail clipper. Either one will do. That's just the one I had on hand. You'll need a nail file. Any size or shape will do. Just make sure it is firm. You will need a cuticle pusher and a scoop. I like to get the ones that is double-ended. You'll need a cuticle cutter. Make sure you invest heavily in a cuticle cutter. You don't want to accidentally cut yourself during this process because you have a cheap one. You'll need a powder brush to brush away all the debris. A nail dehydration liquid. That one is the pH Bomb by Gelish. You'll need a gel foundation. Any brand will do. I just happen to have Gelish for everything. You'll also need some cuticle oil, again by Gelish. Any brand will do though. You need a nail file drill. That tool is very important. And of course you'll need your press-on nails. I got these nails from Nail Bay, I believe. I purchased them a few years ago. They were on the pricier end, ranging from $30 to $80, but you can find some more affordable options if you are on a budget at your local drugstores. The last thing you'll need is of course some crusty nails, but don't worry, they won't be that way for long. Get yourself a nice warm bowl of soapy water and just relax. But make sure you tend to your children before you start this process, because my son stopped me right here to make him some macaroni and cheese. So I had to stop and do that. And then I also forgot to cut and shape my nails, so I'll also be doing that right now. A couple of disclaimers I'd like to mention. Number one, I am not in any way, shape, or form a licensed nail technician or specialist, so you will be engaging in these techniques at your own risk. I am simply just sharing my at-home methods and what works for me. Number two, I usually cut my natural nail all the way down so that it doesn't impede with the adhesives of the gel to the press-on. But in this instance, I did not cut my nail down too short because I knew I was not going to be wearing these nails for longer than approximately a week or two, and I wanted to keep the length of my natural nail because I'm planning to do some dip powder on my natural nail, so I was trying to keep as much length as possible. But if you are looking for longevity, I highly suggest you cut them shorter than what you see here. Now what I'm doing right now is shaping my nails. I like to do a slight coffin shape to my natural nail, and this just helps to prevent my natural nail from ever poking out of the bottom of the fake nail. So I kind of file them at an angle, if you can see. I just clean them up a little bit. And now it's time to relax again. But before that, make sure you just clean up your mess. We need to heat up the water again. I guess we can get some new water, but just make sure you don't spill it. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry about that. Okay, new bowl, warm soapy water. Now we can relax. Soak your nails for about 10 to 20 minutes. You just want to soften up the cuticle. My hands were really soapy. If you don't, you can definitely rinse your hands. I didn't even realize how soapy my hands were when I got them out of the bowl. But you don't have to leave your hands that soapy. I did dry them off. And now it's time to perform surgery. So the first thing you need to do is push your cuticle back. It should be really easy if you did soak your nails to push that cuticle back, and that's just going to reveal all the dead skin that's there. And then you'll flip your tool to the other side where the scooper is and scoop all of the debris and the dead skin from underneath your nail, from underneath your cuticle. So again, I'm pushing it back, as you can see, scooping what I can scoop out. You can use this tool. You can also use the actual scooper to scoop it out. The scooper just gives you a more concentrated area to work with. And now you just take the cuticle cutter and cut away at the dead skin that you were not able to get out with the scooper. You see how easy it just comes off. You definitely want to be very gentle. Remember what I said about investing heavily in the cuticle cutter? Now I hope you can see how that will definitely pay off if you invest in a good quality one. This one that I have right here, I believe I purchased from Amazon. It was about $15 to $20, which is on the pricier side. There are some cheaper that you can probably get from Target, which range from about $10 to $12, which are still really good quality. You just need to make sure that it's sharp enough that you can get the dead skin off without having to tug at your skin. And again, just do this process to each and every nail. I'm telling you ladies, this process right here, just cleaning and giving yourself a nice manicure, is going to make all the difference, especially when you're working with press-on nails. Now I'm just taking my drill and filing the top of my nail. As you noticed earlier, I did not use the file for the top of my nail. I just kind of shaped it. And so right here, I'm just filing the top and also around the cuticle area, just to get any leftover dead skin that I was not able to get with the cuticle cutter. So now, without further ado, it is time to start applying the nail. I'm just creating a more simplified workspace, and I'm putting all the nails out so that I can neatly match them up to my fingers. And I'm taking the drill here and just filing down underneath the fake nail. I was about to say the prosthetic nail. Well, I guess in a way they are prosthetic, right? Okay, we can go ahead and speed this part up. I've already told you what I was doing. I'm just filing on the inside. That roughness that you're creating with the drill, it really does help the glue, or I guess the gel in this scenario, to adhere to your nail. So this step is also really important. Now just brush away any debris that you may have left over on your hands, and now it's going to be time to dehydrate your nail. Again, we're using the pH bond from the brand Gelish, but any brand of dehydration liquid will do. You can even use alcohol if you don't have a dehydrator. So now I am going to apply a coat of gel on my natural nail and cure it for only about 3 to 5 seconds. I'm not taking too much time to cure because I don't want it to cure all the way. I just want it to kind of create a tacky, sticky foundation so that the nail could adhere better when I stick the press-on nail onto my nail, if that makes sense. And so I'm also putting a coat of gel inside of the press-on nail as well as my own nail. So there'll be basically 2 coats. So again, I'm putting a coat on my natural nail, curing it for 3 to 5 seconds, putting a coat on the press-on nail, placing it on my finger, and placing that nail on into under the UV light. Sorry about that. The UV light, I make sure I don't cure it for too long. I want to take it out again in about 5 seconds just to make sure it's curing properly and it's not crooked or anything, because once it cures completely, you will not be able to just take it off of your nail if you've made a mistake. So you really want to make sure you get this part right. Hi. You can see my son, that's Luca. He was just being curious, trying to see what I was doing. If you're new here, welcome. Check out our vlogs. I vlog with my children, so he's just trying to be silly in the camera. Another thing you might want to note is the placement of the actual press-on nail. You definitely want to make sure that you are placing the nail underneath the skin of your cuticle. You want to try to make it look as natural as possible, almost as if it was growing out of your own nail. So that's really important too, and it also makes all the difference of how long your nails will last. So keep that note in mind. So I'm all done now, and I'm just curing my entire hand for one last time, each hand for about 30 seconds. And so now that is all done, it's looking amazing. All we need to do now is nourish our cuticles with the cuticle oil. This step is also crucial because in order to get that salon experience, you need to make sure you pamper yourself, and nourishing your cuticle is one way to start the process of a deeper hand massage, if you will. And that's also going to help your cuticles stay moisturized, especially after being dehydrated and, you know, working with those harsh chemicals. You want to make sure you put that oil back on your cuticles to keep it nourished and moisturized. The one from Gelish smells amazing. There's like some grape seed notes in there. Then you can just take your favorite lotion and just massage your hands, similar to your salon experience if you have a good nail tech. But again, we are our own nail techs over here. We do not need the salon unless you want to go to the salon. But after learning how to do your nails from me, you shouldn't ever need to depend on the salon to give you salon quality nails. Look at that. Beautiful application. It looks like acrylic nails. I just came from the salon. You could not tell me that this looks like press-ons. They're very strong, and I guarantee it will last you up to a month, at least 3 weeks. If you work with a lot of water, I don't know if you wash a lot of dishes or you have kids, it definitely will vary depending on how hard you go about using your hands. But overall, you can, wow, look at that. That looks amazing, ladies. I lost my train of thought just looking at the quality of the application of the press-on nails. Ladies, I challenge you to use this technique to achieve your salon quality nails. If you follow these steps, I promise you, your nails will last for a very long time. You will not need to go into a salon ever again for any reason, unless you literally want to just pamper yourself. Overall, I hope you all learned something. I hope you've gained some value from this tutorial. If you did find this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Give it a thumbs up, and also comment down below if you want to see me do any other tutorials. I can also show you how I apply them with just glue if you don't have access to gel. That is an option as well, and they still will last a pretty long time with nail glue applications as well. So just let me know if you would like to see any more tutorials. Thank you all for watching. I really appreciate it. Bye.
Like this video.